Hey, what's going on, everyone? Warren Sharp here. I am wearing my Frank Reynolds shirt and going to my practice space to drop off some cabs that have been sitting at my house for a fucking minute. And while I did that, I thought it'd be fun to just look at two giant stacks and play some guitar through them. So we're gonna do kind of a quick video showing off the cabs and the speakers, and maybe if you know, this ends up being a fun thing, maybe I'll actually bring some mics next time and we'll actually do some pro audio stuff. But for this one, it's just gonna be camera audio, me just talking about shit, playing stuff a little bit louder than what I'm allowed to at the old house. So yeah, see you over there. Here we are in my practice space, and yeah, cool little drum set here, and here's what I'm bringing, and here's what I have. So we're gonna move some stuff and just take a look at the giant shit. All right, so here we go. Bam! There it is. Two stacks. One of these is definitely older than the rest, but they're all pretty sick. So let me kind of go over what they are. Excusez-moi. Where to begin? We'll start with the old guy. So this dude right here, this is a Marshall JCM900 cab, as you can see, a 1960A JCM900 model. Whatever. It's from 1992, with Celestion G1275s, also from 92, and they are made in the UK, which is pretty sick. This cab sounds amazing. I bought this off of a guy out in eastern North Carolina who said this was his main cab that he used for all of his shows with his band for years. And when I got it, it smelled like it. It just smelled like a fucking pack of cigarettes. But the speakers, this cab sounds great. It is broken in, and I absolutely love it. That's such a great sounding cab, even if it maybe looks a little dingier. This one is kind of cool. A keen eye will notice it's missing some speakers here. This is a modern production. I believe they still make these. 1960 sized cab, but it's the vintage. The vintage cabs came with a specially voiced Marshall Vintage 30. Those speakers are 70 watts instead of 60, and supposedly have a slightly different EQ, and are supposedly made in the UK. I don't like vintage 30s. They definitely have a sound that's really cool that I actually really enjoy listening to, but always have a trouble finding my own voice on. Right now, this cab is loaded with a pair, you can kind of see it, of Overtonez audio, thick boys. These are EVM 12L styled speakers, rated at 300 watts with a, how to describe it? I guess kind of a, they have, the EQ is geared more towards a guitar's frequency, but in that frequency range, it's a bit flatter than a normal 12L. EVM, excuse me. Whatever, rambling. Okay, down here at the bottom, this 1960B was actually my first Marshall cab. This is a, maybe at this point now, 10, 15-year-old 1960B that I got off of a buddy who I'm still friends with, actually. And we were just talking about fuzzes the other day. But this is just loaded with the normal Chinese-made G1275s. Pretty good sounding cab, I guess. I go back and forth whether or not I actually enjoy these speakers or not, but sometimes they sound really great. And finally, this is the latest cab that I've gotten. in a way, I guess. But yeah, this was a JCM900B. But I believe it's from later on. I believe it's from like 99 or something like that. Ooh, 99. And actually when I bought it, and then finding out that it's from then, I was a little disappointed until I opened it up, and it turns out it's loaded with greenbacks. Modern production greenbacks, so they're made in China, but it's pretty cool. This is, I've never had greenbacks, and I've actually had this cab now for about a month, and I haven't even played it, so we're gonna check it out today. But anyway, these are the cabs. They all have different speakers, and let's see what these things sound like. I guess quickly also going over what this head is. I think I mentioned it in the intro, if I'm using that intro. But this is a Carr El Moto version 1. I believe it was made in 2001. The stuff that we need to know is it's a 50-watt head. This is like a JTM45 style preamp. This is like a super pushed kind of plexi style. Not exactly an 800 kind of thing, even though it has the ultra gain. But definitely more of a plexi vibe. This drive control is pretty cool. It's oh, I can't remember exactly what it does. Something with resistors, and but it kind of affects how the phase inverter is hit from the preamp. One, if I remember correctly, is the Marshall style. We'll just leave it there, and a beautiful sounding master volume. Alright, so here we are. We're doing some sound checking. So this is the Carr El Moto into the like wild, plexi kind of sound. I guess we'll say the master volume later plexi sound. Tones are at a noon, volume's at pretty much noon. This is the lower gain setting. This is the high, this is the low. So this is the low gain. And both the masters are pretty low. It's louder than me talking, but they're not too loud. We're playing through this cab. This is the Marshall 1960 vintage cab, loaded with the 2 Overtonez thick boys, with these bottoms. This half of the cab, the bottom part of the cab, is open. So I guess there is kind of like a ported vibe to these. I'm doing a little bit of warming up and sound checking and everything. 2 things. One, I forgot to fucking pick, so I'm an idiot. Luckily I was able to find a nickel in my car. Maybe we'll get some kind of attack things. Other than that, I'm really just going to play with my fingers. But yeah, I've been playing on this as I'm warming up, and I'm really digging the, it's a very fat sound. I feel like I'm not losing any high ends. The lows are super, the low mids are really there in a really great way. So, yeah, here we go. So this is like, some distortion. Yeah, so right off the bat, that's a fat sounding cab. Let's see here. I've been playing with this cab a lot at my house, so I know that this thing, there's a huge, alright, it's not a spike, it's just, there's so much more natural low mids to it. What I've been doing a lot though with that, is using the effects loop in this, plug in like, something from the Axe effects into this guy, just kind of doing a little bit of a notch at it's like a 120 or 250, whatever, hertz, and that seems to really do the trick to get a super tight sound. But as far as like a classic rock kind of thing or whatever, I mean, to me this is unbelievable. And there's still a lot of that nice upper mid and like treble kind of response. Especially on this guitar, which is, well, this is a brighter Les Paul, but these strings are pretty dead right now. Maybe I wish there was a little bit more high end naturally out of that. So let's maybe mess with this EQ a bit. Let's just start by notching out the bass. That's not it. Mids. That's not it either. Just for fun. That was super subtle. You have to crank it up in order for it to sound good. Yeah, well, cool. Now we know that. There we go. Noon. Then start some high gain stuff, doing that same kind of deal. I'm gonna leave the bass at noon then, just see what that's like. I'm sure you can't hear it. This is just phone quality, right? So you really can't hear it, I'm sure. But even in the room, I feel like I can't hear anything really different with that bass. It's kind of a feel thing. When it's all the way up, the amp feels a little more congested. With it down, it's it feels like it's open and there's more of an impact. So interesting, I guess. Let's try that clean side. This is the side I was really warming up on. I love this side of the amp. This is such a beautiful thing. This kind of JCM thing. It's so warm and such an inviting sound. A little bit of gigging I've done with this amp when we were still able to gig, I almost exclusively use this side of the amp. I've used this side a couple times in my metal band as Oceans, but this is everything else. This is the Echo Nest stuff, this is the Cygnus stuff, this is the Sunday Special stuff, this is, anytime I gig with this, it's this side. And then I use pedals. It reacts so well. Which I guess kind of makes sense. There's just less shit in the way, you know. Let's see here. Just crank that treble. But yeah, the only thing about this cab with these speakers, it definitely has that low mid kind of hump thing that I feel like a lot of Celestians have notched out. So you have to, I guess, mess with your amp a little bit. This cab though, with only 2 speakers in it, has a 600 watt power handling capability. And these are massive speakers. They're heavy as shit too. I was bringing these 2 cabs in today, my A's, and this is maybe only heavier by a few pounds, but when you're lifting it up, this top half, when you have to lift the top half up, oh my god, it's just insane. Alright, well, let's move on to another cab, right? Okay, so now we're in this cab. This is the 92 JCM900 with the original made in England G1275s. Yeah, let's check this out. So we're still, nothing can change. We're still just on this J1045 setting. And I don't know if you heard that already. It's just so much brighter. So this has all 4 speakers in 16 ohms. This also I probably should have mentioned. This is 16, but this is 16 ohms. And yeah. Anyway, here we go. Play that same Rush riff, right? Probably the same one. If I can remember it. So, right off the bat, it doesn't have nearly the low-mid response that this thing has. Lows and low-mids. It's just way more mid-rangey, way more in your face in that respect. And it doesn't seem to have the high-end either. It's just way more mid-focused. For a Les Paul and a Marshall kind of sound, I'm sure that's, well, I love it, right? We all do. It's great. But for the 8-string stuff that I do, and especially for the sound that I'm going for, this guy with a slight kind of scoopiness is perfect. I've used this cab in Echonis as well, and this is great. But let's see here. I've only used this for live streams, and it worked great, especially in the Rush Band. But yeah, maybe let's try this sound out of it too. So this is back into the, wow, hot rod plexi side. Still with the bass. The bass is, well, that's where it was. It's just a little bit to the left of noon. Mids and treble cranked, kind of a low master volume. This is the low gain once again, and that's where the gain is. Yeah, man, that's awesome, right? That's just that sound. I gotta check this real quick. Make sure this is actually. Oh, I think it is. I don't know how much of my head this is getting. Whatever. But yeah, this is I mean, this just sounds like home. You know, this is just there's really not much explanation when you do this. It's a Marshall cab with English-made Celestians. It's that sound. It is a really great sound. I can't believe how hearing them side by side, really for the first time. Yeah, I think this actually might be the first time. But hearing them side by side, it's pretty amazing how they, I mean, it sounds stupid. They sound like different cabs. They're, you know, obviously they have a completely different speaker kind of configuration, but it's just really amazing. This is so much more. So much spongier, so much more focused sounding. I also feel like I can hear, it almost does, I feel like this cab has a tube screamer on it in a way. I feel like I can hear that kind of clean signal a little bit more. Where in this one, this sounded a little bit more homogenized. Oh man. But yeah, you know, they're just great, kind of different flavors. I was trying to make this kind of a short video, so I guess I'm going to move on to these cabs, to the Bs. Hopefully this will all pick it up. This is kind of back a little bit further. Anyway, so we'll go to this this 1960B down here. Yeah, alright, so this is the Modern Production 1960B cab. Noticing all the badges don't have A or B. I thought they had that, but this just says 1960 lead. I actually don't know when this is from, but it's just modern, or yeah, I guess not current production technically because this is old, but you know, more modern production, made in China, especially G1275. This is my main gigging cab from like I think I got it after I graduated, so 2015, maybe 2016. I had it for my old band Stammering for a few years, or a couple years, I guess. And then I've been using it a lot in Echo Nest and any kind of gigging. This is my main cab. This is my only cab for a long time. Anyway, so we're in that plexi side still with nothing changed. You know, to me that sounds really great. I was talking to one of my friends when I got this cab before I took the speakers out, and this cab, and kind of was, you know, ABCing everything, and I came to the conclusion this was my worst sounding cab. I don't think I feel that way anymore. This sounds great to me. Also, it probably feels like home a lot. I kind of know this cab really well. But yeah, that sounds great. You know what I think I probably didn't like about it is that this cabin had the vintage 30s in it, and now with the Overtonez and this cab, they don't have that high end. There's not like or that high mid, high end kind of a spike. This has that. It seems like it's in like a vintage 30 kind of way, but it's pushed even further into the treble side. I kind of dig it. Wow, that sounds great. Let me just stand back a little bit, just hear it. Yeah, that sounds killer. I absolutely love that. Wow, I forgot how good that cab sounds. I'm in a completely different room than my bedroom at my house. It's or the bedroom in my house, that's my studio, right? It's like a 10 by 12 or 12 by 12 kind of room with carpet, 8-foot tall ceilings, and really not a whole lot of, actually, there's really no sound treatment. This actually has a lot of sound treatment, believe it or not. You can't really see it, but there's actually a lot of sound treatment in here. And I guess a concrete floor too. And I'm sure that's helping getting the those upper frequencies to kind of stand out. That sounds great. Definitely when I stood back to kind of get it more, I definitely heard a bit more of like a compressed mid-range thing that I'm not getting from this angle, which I'm sure the phone is, actually the phone might be picking that up a bit, but it has kind of a compressed mid-range thing that these don't have. And I wonder if that's also one of those things that, I wonder if that's something common in the B cabs, or if it's, you know, whatever. It just has that. I guess let's flip over to the 45 side so we can get a nice clean sound, or, you know, clean sound. It's not cranked Marshall thing. Oh man, that's so great. Wow, that's huge. You know, that actually reminds me a lot of, for whatever reason, that reminds me a lot of like a John McLaughlin kind of a thing. There's something that, it might be like a perceived thing, but there's like this, like, it feels like there's this nice solid low end, some kind of weird notch, then kind of a spike, and then it rolls off again. So, you know, low ends, everything's all good, notch, spike, and then kind of a treble roll off again. I can really hear it and feel it there. Where that low end is just really like coming up, and there's kind of a bloom to it. But there's that weird, like, maybe 800 hertz kind of drop or something like that, like right around the 1,000, you know, the 1K. At least I think. That just has that nice vocal sound to it. Yeah, really throaty. These don't really have a throatiness to them. That's getting throaty. But yeah, compressed kind of mid-rangey thing. Maybe that's all part of it. This right here is too much low mids. I don't really like this sound. Kind of muddy. But that to me sounds beautiful. That's like a great like neck pickup sound that you can use. I'm sorry, bridge pickup sound that's just clear and not too ice picky. Country boy. Yeah, cool. Alright, so now we're going to go to this cab. This is the this is a JCM900 from, I believe, '99, with probably a few years after speakers were changed out to greenbacks. This is my first time hearing this cab, actually. This would be fun. Never owned a cab with greenbacks before, so let's see. Of course, it's all the way over here. Yeah. What a pain in the ass to get to that. So yeah, the 25 waters. Because I guess there's multiple greenbacks. I don't know if Celestion makes. I think Celestion still makes a 20-watt heritage thing or whatever. But this is these are the 25-watt ones. So yeah, my very first time hearing this cab. So we're on the JCM45 side with all those same settings. This is exciting. All right, here we go. Oh, buddy. That's it. Holy shit, that sounds fucking incredible. Oh my god, I want to crank this to fucking hell. It's a perfect amount of low end. There's a snarl. There's that scoop that this cab seemed to have that I really dig. Maybe that is just something indicative of straight face cabs. There I can hear a little bit of like maybe a congestion in the mids. Gosh, but they have like no treble. There's like no treble. It just cuts off at I guess, you know, there's like a mid-range that it's done after that. Yeah, there's no extended. The low end sounds like that too. The low end I think naturally is there just from it being in a big old cab, straight, you know, straight cab. But man, it's just all mid-range. That sound, I mean, that's. Whoops. Oh my god, I can't believe how. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That's like a perfect guitar sound. I can't even believe that. Damn. Yeah, I've had this cab for like a month, and this is literally my first time playing it. That is incredible. But yeah, so that's this 55 watt head or whatever. Or actually, it might even be set to 40 right now. So this is only 100 watt handling too. So I'm sure that we're getting. There's got to be some kind of speaker break that we're getting at this point. Maybe we're not. Everything's set pretty low. Gosh, I cannot believe how good that sounds. Let's switch this to like the plexier side. So that right there, I feel like is too much treble. I feel like it's actually getting into treble frequency. Let's just turn that all to noon. No, this is a dark sounding channel. Maybe keep the mids up to the treble in there. That's the high gain. Damn. That sounds killer. Yeah, I can't believe how killer that sounds. Yeah, that's perfect. That's the perfect guitar sound. Alright, so this cab's not leaving. Let's go back to this cab, because I feel like these are the exact opposite of each other. I guess I have to admit too, I'm pretty sure this is wired in 16. This is wired in 8. Or even, because they're 8 ohm. So 8 ohms each. I believe it's going into the 16 thing. It should be good. I think if this is 16 and this is actually like this is 4. Actually, I think it is supposed to be brighter if you do that. That incorrect mismatch. And if it's the other way, like if this was 8 and this was 16, which is the safe mismatch, you get less power. I think it's a bit darker, but I think if this is 8 and this is 4, this is actually 16, and this is 4, I think you actually get a brighter sound. So, I don't know. But anyway, here we are. So, I had to crank the treble and mids, right, on this in order for it to get that brilliance. But with it this way, it is clearer in this cap. I feel like I can hear the notes more from here, and that's another reason why I really like this cab a lot. Especially when I'm doing my 8-string stuff, this cab is just so great at letting all the notes speak out. I guess you have to drive the, you got to drive more of the mids and upper frequencies into it. I'm also not pushing it very hard, and this is a 600 watt handling cab right now, just with the 2 speakers. So I guess it's just going to take more power for them to move. So I guess maybe that's what's, you know, all these little factors I guess. This is a 100-watt cab. This is a 600-watt cab. These are brand new speakers. I have been playing them, but they might not be totally broken in yet. And yeah, but how do you describe it? There's a clarity. There's a clarity. There's a power. There's a very modern thing about this. And then this doesn't have any of that, but has that, like, just instantly it's that guitar sound. It's the guitar sound. So it's kind of interesting. What's kind of interesting about it? I don't know. But this is I know that Javier Reyes of Animals as Leaders, he uses he has a 212 with greenbacks, which I always thought was interesting. I don't remember what his 412 cab is though. That has the I'd assume it's vintage 30s and something else in the next pattern or whatever. But now that makes so much sense. That sounds absolutely amazing. This sounds great too. These all sound great. I wish I could plug all of them up together. Yeah, there's just so much power in this cab. There's so much power, there's so much clarity. I can't really turn any of these up loud enough. I guess I technically could, I just don't want to get that super vocal snarl. Yeah, I had a gig last night. I don't feel like doing this shit right now. This sounds great. Gosh, I can't believe it. I'm very fortunate. I have some great sounding gear. Wow. Okay, cool. I wonder if there's something to these. These are both 900 cabs, JCM900 cabs, 92 and 99. I wonder if there's something to the baffle, because I believe that the construction of the cabinet, the cab, I believe is the same on all of these cabs, just because they're cabs made after like whenever it is in the, is it the 70s or whatever? They're just kind of like some kind of multiply thing, but I don't think there's anything too crazy about it. But then I believe on these, oh shit, I think that the baffle on these, I think the baffle here might be ply, but I think it's instead of being solid, which is really cool shit or whatever, but these are like ply, I think, or at least the back is. And I believe on these are all MDF, but we'd have to check that out. So I don't know. Damn. Alright, cool. Well, I guess that's pretty much that. Yeah, I guess I'll whatever, back this shit up. Oh my god. Has that ever been so pale? Alright, so I'm all done testing out those cabs. Shit is rolling around in the back now. And left those dudes at the spot. Yeah, hopefully this all comes out pretty cool and you can hear all the little, maybe not the little differences, but the big differences between them. Pretty amazing how different they sound. I feel so stupid to say, but it is, to me at least. It's pretty amazing how different they sound. Ooh, that's not a good look, but whatever. Jeez, look at that smile. But yeah, how different they sound, even though they all have different speakers. I guess there's something very similar about all of them though, which is pretty cool. Definitely the two Bs have a certain vibe to them, and the two As have a different vibe to them. I'm sorry, the two Bs, the two Bs have a similar vibe to each other. The two As have a similar vibe to each other. And the A and B cabs have, there's a different vibe to them also. I feel that there's, those, anyway, comparing and contrasting shit is difficult for someone with a limited use of the English language, as myself, I guess. All right, so, whatever. Fuck. But yeah, very cool sounds. Very cool to finally hear my B cab, my 1960 B cab that has the greenbacks in it, and how that is like a sound. And man, so cool. Well, anyway, all the YouTube bullshit, like, subscribe, and let me know if you want to hear a full-on demo with mics and everything mic'd up and whatever, or if you just want to hear one or two of them. Maybe we get enough response, maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.